There we go. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another draw preview. At the moment, we've got the ATP Rome going on, a very good tournament with Djokovic to play Tsitsipas in what was the predicted final. And we'll get into these coming ATP tournaments this week in the lead up to the French Open in just over a week now, which is exciting. So heading into the ATP Geneva tournament first, I believe we've got the welcome back of Daniil Medvedev. So we'll see Medvedev back for the first time as seed number 1. And just scrolling down, we'll have Casper Ruud as seed number 2. He just got knocked out by Djokovic, I believe it was 6-3, 6-4, if I'm not mistaken, in the semi-final of ATP Rome. And he hasn't been on flash form. He's yet to beat Djokovic. But I think Ruud's on a bit of a low at the moment. And especially he hasn't done well in French Open in past years. So I'm wondering if he's going to push it to the max here. We do remember that in the lead-up tournaments to the Grand Slam, such as the Roland Garros, we do see top players back off a bit. And so you might see some withdrawals, you might see some retirements, and we might see someone new as the Geneva champion this year. So heading on to the draw preview, we'll just zoom in a little bit. We have Medvedev with a bye, and Gasquet to play Millman. I'm surprised Gasquet is not playing the LYON one, staying in France, but nevertheless, I think we'll see Gasquet still get the win. I'm not convinced with Millman on clay. Of course I'm an Aussie, but I don't like his chances here. I'm happy to do a team with the qualifiers. The qualifiers aren't as strong this year in Geneva. And ever since Bublik has sort of talked about how he's just, I forget the quote, he was talking with Prakash on Tennis Channel, but it's like a headless chicken on clay. So I'm happy to put Majrak here. I think they've had similar results in the past. A couple of wins or losses. Happy to go through. And Shapovalov with the bye. Heading down, we have Ivashka versus Giron. Now Giron actually just beat Schwartzman somehow in Rome. It was like 6-1, 7-5 or something like 6-1, 7-6. I couldn't believe it against Schwartzman. And Schwartzman's nevertheless just made the final with John Isner in the Rome doubles. However, I'm not convinced to put Giron through. I think Ivashka is still a great clay quarter, so I'm happy to put Ivashka through. Andahar Souza, this will be a 50-50. Andahar just maybe seems a bit more consistent. Will it probably go over the game total, so tempted to have a look at those odds there. I'm ready to put Bashadashvili through here. I think the qualifiers, as I said, aren't that strong, and I think he'll go quite a way in the tournament here. Tommy Paul versus Griekspoor. Now, maybe a few months ago I would have put Griekspoor through, but I just think the inconsistencies after his win streaks has just shown a real gap in his game, and Tommy Paul, even though he's not a natural clay quarter, could bring something special here. So happy to go with Paul here. And I haven't heard of this man before, Ricciard, but I think even though the qualifiers aren't that strong, I think Ricciard was beyond the top 500, 600 in the world, so happy to go with the qualifier here. I don't think a qualifier will be reading ARV anytime soon, Alberto Ramos Vinolas, and we'll head to the lower third of the draw. Got Pelka with the bye. Delbonis playing Berankis. I'm not sure if that's going to change, but at the moment I think Berankis is still in the tournament, and we're going to see Delbonis going through here. And surprisingly, I looked at the odds here, and Fognini is only $1.70 to beat Kokkinakis, and I think that's a for sure thing. Kokkinakis has not been great on clay. I think his game suits it somewhat, but Kokkinakis' exposure to clay has been very limited, and I think we'll see yet another Delbonis Fognini second round matchup. Similar to Benoit Paire, I think Paire was 2.75 to win here. Rusevori, I would say, is not a natural clay quarter. I don't think he was brought up on clay at all, and he hasn't really been that proving this clay season. So I'm actually going to go with Pair here. Not sure why he's not playing in LYON, but it's only a stone's throw away, so I'm happy to go with Pair here. And obviously Ruud with the bye. Moving up to the second round, Medvedev Gasquet. I think the first time they played, Gasquet bageled him, and the second time Medvedev bageled Gasquet. But I think the way Medvedev plays like a spider, Gasquet wouldn't be able to penetrate as the way he did maybe 4 years ago. This is the tough matchup, actually. Team, he's going to win the first match, and this is honestly a 50-50. So I'm happy to put Team through here. I think it might be close because Madrak's got a great serve, but happy to put Team here. And this will be a great matchup that we all want to see. Going down to the second third of the draw, Shapovalov Ivashka. They've played in the past. I think Ivashka may have won a set on two of the 3 occasions, maybe 7-5, 7-6 in a couple of those matches. But I'm actually happy to put Ivashka through. I think the way Shapovalov plays is a bit loopy sometimes. I think Ivashka might be able to punish here. Or will he? I'm just thinking about the game styles. I think, actually no, I'm happy to take Shapovalov, but I think that's as far as he's going to go here. As I think Nicholas is gonna punish him. I think Nicholas has won 2 out of 3 matchups as well, so we'll see how they go in the third round, if they make it that far. Going down to the second third of the draw, I think Tommy Paul will continue to do what he does. And Opelka should beat, I think, even though he's not a clay quarter, Ramos Vinolis is definitely a clay quarter. We should see that the serve just power through, as it did last time they played. I think Opelka won 6-4, 6-3 or something like that. Going down the final third of the draw, we've got Delbonis Fognini. I actually think Delbonis has a better head-to-head, and I know how Fognini can show up, but I'm not prepared to put it past Delbonis. And this will be a great matchup. I know Pair's won a couple of sets off Ruud in the past. They played around 3 times, but I think Ruud will be too good here. Going towards the quarterfinals, I think it is. Yep. Medvedev Team. As much as I like Team, I just can't see him going through the spider of Medvedev, even though they're both coming back from injury. And the crowd will definitely be on Team side in every match. I think Medvedev will be too strong here and prove just be able to crawl his way up. And I think Basilashvili will actually go through here. In the past, they've had some close matches, but I think Basilashvili does well to put the ball away, and Shapovalov just doesn't quite do enough. Maybe gets a bit of loopiness in the ball, and I think gets a bit nervous. So if Basilashvili can stay, a bit more consistent, do less unforced errors, then I think we'll see Basil go through. I'm happy to put it through here. And we've got Paul and Ruud. Sorry, to Paul and Opelka. I think similar players, but Opelka might just have the bigger serve style. I am aware that this is where people may start withdrawing. So, I'm looking at Casper Ruud here. I'm looking at Medvedev. So, we do just want to be careful here, the way we play this. And I might see Opelka actually going a bit further here. So, Ruud would have played 1 match against Pair. Would have played Delbonis. I'm thinking Ruud might withdraw out of this tournament just to get a bit more practice. So I'm actually just going to check. The French Open definitely starts next week or in 8 days. So it starts in exactly a week from now. So I'm tempted to say that I think Ruud might actually go through here, but I'm actually going to put Opelka going past Ruud because I think Ruud might retire from this match. So I'm actually going to go Opelka here. And I've actually changed my mind during this this tournament. I thought Ruud would do quite well, but I'm aware it's a week before the Roland Garros. And Medvedev, will he be up to match fitness? I know Djokovic wasn't when he returned to tennis. Basilashvili, I can't see Medvedev losing here. And I didn't think I'd be saying this, but I think Medvedev is actually going to win the thing. I don't mean to be the seed one, sort of the guy that just picks the easy opinion, but I actually think Medvedev's going to do well here. I know he doesn't do well on clay, and maybe I'm misreading a few matches. Maybe Thiem's going to come up. I'm trying to think of someone who may just rise through. Will Ruud beat Opelka? Will Ruud... You know what, actually? Because Ruud... He won like 3 little ATP 250s last year. Was it the year before? 2020 in the lockdown. The sneaky worked his way up to world number 10. I actually think Ruud's going to do... He's going to win those little tournaments that maybe people can't think they can't win. And I think Medvedev versus Ruud. I think Ruud's actually going to take it out here. I don't think Medvedev has the match fitness, even though it's just a 5-match tournament. Well, so 1, 2, 3, or 4-match tournament. I think, I think Ruud's going to take it out here. And, I mean, in the past, I think he may have played a bit too much clay and hasn't done well in Roland Garros. But I'm gonna stick to this until he does something wrong. So we're gonna go with Ruud here. I don't even think Ruud will get maybe 1 ace, and maybe I think Medvedev may even retire from the match. So I might just say like 104 minutes, and we'll just do it like that. Heading into LYON, I believe we have Cam Norrie, and number 2 seed we have Carreno Busta. So not as high as Medvedev and Ruud, but we'll see. Norrie, he's about ranked 10 or 15 at the moment, around there, and we'll see Norrie come through. A lot of Frenchmen in the tournament, so I'll keep an eye on this, and also a reminder to get these brackets in about 10 hours from this being released. That'll be when it cuts off and the qualifying matches finish, and we'll see the first round matchup start. So and they do start around the same time, both Lyon and Geneva. So going with Cerundolo Duckworth. I know Duckworth's making a big return after a bit of surgery, I've heard. So we're going to go with Cerundolo here. I don't know if we'll see a semi-final on hard court again from him. He had a lot of luck to get through, but we'll see. We'll see how he goes here. Pouille versus Otte. I think Pouille with the French crowd could do something special. We saw he knocked off Khachanov in I think it was Barcelona, but I can't see going past Otte in the serving here. I'm just thinking the French crowd, Pouille could be his last big hurrah. So, the older you get, the more special a tournament means to you, especially with the French crowd on the back. So I actually will go with Pouille here, maybe based on the crowd a lot. I know Otte has a great serve, but we'll go on here from here. We'll go for Bonzi versus Baez. I know Bonzi is a Frenchman here, but I think Baez is just is excellent here. So I'm happy to go with here. I think the odds will be in his favour as well. Great form so far. Going down to Monfils versus Monfils with the bye and Gaston. I think Gaston could do something special in this tournament. I don't think he's one to shy from little tournaments like this, so we're going to happily go here. And I'm very keen on Holger Rune in this tournament as well. Despite half the tournament being with French people, I think Rune's going to do quite well here. And we're going to see the Frenchman go against Karatsev here. This will be the second time they've played. The first time I was luckily at the Australian Open there till about 2:30 a.m. when the match finished. I think this is a second round matchup, and it was like 7-5 and three tiebreak sets, and Mannarino got the win there. And I think Mannarino can do it again. I know it's clay, and Karatsev can be okay on clay, but I think Mannarino can get the job done here, but that may be as far as he goes. Going down to Martinez Puerto, happy to go here. And we're going to just zoom that out a bit. And we're going to see Kwon go through. I don't think Bedini can do anything special. And we'll see Humbert go through as well. But that may be as far as he goes. I think I'm really impressed with Khachanov at the moment. I think he's going to do very well in this tournament. He's done well so far, and so I'm really keen on what he's going to do at the moment. And we're just going to go with Molcan over Tsonga. I think Tsonga's had his time. And I'm aware of the French crowd, but I can't see it being for Tsonga. I think Molcan might just be have a few too many tricks up his sleeve. And Altmaier Courier, that's going to be a 50-50 match. I think Altmaier might have the head-to-head on him, but I'm not convinced that Courier can do the job here. It might go 3 sets. I might be wrong, but I'm not convinced with Courier's form at the moment either. And PCB with the bye. Heading up to round 2. Norrie versus Cerundolo. I'm tempted to go Cerundolo, and I know Norrie is probably going to save himself the French Open. But I think Cerundolo might do something special here. He hasn't been in the greatest form, so I'm not too sure actually. I'm happy to go with Norrie here. It'll be his first match. He's going to be very fresh. And happy to put Baez through here. I think Pui may just have his one big win and then fall to the next opponent. Monfils versus Gaston. That's going to be the match of the tournament for sure. French festival over there. Trick shots galore, I'm sure. Drop shots galore. We might even see a few trick serves from them. But I'm actually going to go with Gaston. I think there could potentially be like an idle feeling in this match. Gaston to Monfils. I think Monfils just, I think may have been Gaston's role model in the past. But I think Gaston actually might have the legs here. And I think Monfils will be more aware that he wants to show up in Roland Garros as well. We're going through to the next rounds. We're going to see Rune and Mannarino. Now this is where I'm liking Rune's draw here. I think he'd easily blitz through Mannarino if he wins against Rinderknecht. Now with regards to Martinez, I think he's going to go again against Kwon. Kwon can usually get through the first round of clay tournament, but I'm not convinced that he will be going through a second round against the clay quarter. De Minaur should finish Humbert off here. I think he's got a 3-0 win ratio against Humbert, and he's still in shambles about everything that has happened since he got COVID. So I'm not sure how his mental health is there. We'll see how he goes. If Khachanov wasn't in a good form, then I would pick Molcan, but I think Khachanov is good form. I know he's weary of the tournament of Roland Garros coming up. And maybe this is where Molcan can shine. But I think Khachanov will win this one, and maybe we'll see how far he goes here. PCB should also get the job done here. So we'll go up. I think it's already the quarterfinals again. So we've got Baez, Norrie. I actually think Baez might do something special here. I think he's only young. He'll want to win these tournaments. This is where Norrie might need a few days to recuperate for Roland Garros. And I think Rune could get the job done against either Monfils or Gaston. So I'm happy to put through Rune here. And this will be a great semi-finals as well. We've got second half of the draw. Martinez versus De Minaur. I think Demon can get it done, even though it's against Spanish. I'm aware that Demon will be Yeah, Demon will be playing a first round match in Roland Garros. However, Demon was not one to face adversity in the crowd, or I don't think he'll show signs of injury as well. Moving on to the quarterfinal, we've got Khachanov, Carreno Busta. This is a close one, actually. I'm not sure what the head-to-head is here, but we might see Carreno Busta go through here. I sound surprised he's seed number 2, but this will be a great semi-final here. And I think, we might actually work our way down to up here. We might see Carreno Busta go through to the final. I can't see de Minaur passing through. I know they're both, they're not completely hard hitters, but I think Carreno Busta might just have the clay experience here. And I don't think de Minaur will be disappointed to go out in the semi-final. We've got Baez versus Rune in the semi-final. Could go 50-50. I'm happy to go with Rune here, just in case Norrie blitzes Baez. I'm going to see a Rune Carreno Busta final, which will be exciting. I want to go through the young guns here. I think Rune's going to do it, win his second ATP tournament. I think, I just think he's going to go through Carreno Busta here. It'll be the day before the Roland Garros starts, and Rune's young. He's full of energy, and Carreno Busta might be thinking, if he wants a quarterfinal spot at Roland Garros, he might just have to, put this tournament on hold. So I'm sure there'll be a few withdrawals here, a few retirements, but I think Rune's going to do it here against Carreno Busta. Look, 2 maybe, and might be. We'll go 1-1-1, just less than 2. We'll go a bit more than that actually. 1-3-1. How about that? So there we have it, guys. There is your final bracket predictions. Be sure to check out the Tennis Bracket Challenge and the TNNS app, as I've already submitted my draws there, and get very excited